I forgave the motherfucker who snitched on me, because if it wasn't him, it was going to be somebody else. Did that make me hold resentment towards him? Did that make me a snitch and say he did it, I'm going to do it? That's the problem with holding resentment. There's one little piece, there's one little factor that so many fucking people miss, and it's the factor where you had to take blame for the part that you played in that might have set off that cause and effect. These episodes are getting really fucking interesting. There's so much to talk about. Only one topic at a time, because I want to go real deep into it. There's so much to unpack with the shit that I'm bringing up. And this episode is going to be about the return of investment when you learn how to forgive. But what does that come at a cost with? The cost of holding resentment. If you're holding resentment towards yourself, let's just start with you. If you're holding any regret, anything that you're pondering or just like sleeping on for so fucking long, instead of switching the narrative and saying, damn, you know what? What that taught me was not to repeat this, right? Not to walk into some shit like this. Instead of holding resentment towards yourself or even towards something. Let's just use now, hypothetically, I'm holding resentment to my ex. If I hold resentment to my ex, I'm going to be fucking lonely forever. You're going to be fucking lonely forever. And you might just repeat the same mistakes that you could have learned from that prior relationship. But you're still stuck on fucking resentment. So the forgiving starts with you. And again, I've made an episode going over something like this in the prior episodes. Make sure you check them out so you can follow up with this. And I always want to, and I'm going to start off these topics with the cost of what is it? What's the cost of holding resentment? Think about it. If you're holding resentment, I want you to think about the one thing right now, while you're watching this video in real time, right? You in real time, I want you to think about what is the cost of holding resentment towards somebody in your life? Somebody that means something to you. What is the cost? How much memories are you not having? How do you know that this person is not going to be here? Now, holding the resentment for somebody who's not in your life anymore. How often do you think that person thinks about you? But you're holding resentment towards this person. You think about this person all fucking day, all the fucking time, and you're playing the blame game, right? You're being the victim, right? Oh, this person fucked me over. This person snitched on me. This person robbed me. This person the okie doke on me. There's nothing that's gonna come from you holding resentment towards somebody else, even worse, yourself. Fuck, it was my fault. I should have seen the signs. There's so many red flags. No. What you do is dissect it. What is it that I can do, or what is it that I can learn from the situation not to fucking repeat it? You understand? Resentment is the killer of all growth, amongst many other things. But resentment, being resentful for something for too fucking long, it's not going to allow you to grow from that situation. It's not going to allow you to learn something that you can apply in your next relationship, in your next endeavor, right? What is the cost of the resentment that you have right now? And think about it. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth paying that every single day in energy and negativity, right? And not being able to heal. You can never forgive. You will never be able to forgive somebody else before you can forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to take, I always speak about this 1% responsibility for wherever part you had in it. I let this go on for too long. Right? I thought I couldn't do better, so I stuck around. Take responsibility for that. Take responsibility and say, you know what? Even though it's 1%, which I'm sure it wasn't, all right? But even though it was just 1% your fault, how is it that you can take that, magnify it, and not repeat it? So that's going to allow you to forgive the opposing party, and that's when you start to work on yourself. That person's now out the picture. Now the work is what's going on internally, right? The work is what's going on internally. You forgave, now you're working on forgiving yourself. By forgiving yourself, you're now free to grow. You're now free to now get back into a situation, not that situation, but whatever situation it is, not that exact situation, but whichever avenue it is, right? Relationship, love, whether it be business, with a partner, whatever it is, it's gonna allow you to step back into that. But if you're holding resentment for a long enough time, you're gonna be traumatized. You're never gonna want to get back into it. This is why you hear those people who never get back into a relationship. My mom is a prime example of this, right? My dad cheated on her. She still holds that resentment, right? She still holds that resentment, and she is not allowed to move forward in her love life, and never has been able to, because she holds that resentment outwardly. So it's never gonna get fixed inside. Learn how to forgive yourself. I've forgiven every fucking body who has done the worst shit to me, intentionally or indirectly. I've forgiven somebody who has killed one of my brothers in the struggle. He was in the next pod. I knew how to get to him, and I did it. Logically, I told myself, if I put myself in this predicament and I get my get back, who's going to raise my kids? But after enough time, I started to think about it like, damn, this motherfucker didn't kill my brother from the struggle. The game that we were playing got my brother killed. And that's how I started to think. I forgave him, so I was able to forgive any and other parties that was in it. It wasn't his fault. He was just a pawn on the fucking chessboard in the game that we were playing. I forgave the motherfucker who snitched on me, because if it wasn't him, it was going to be somebody else. Did that make me hold resentment towards him? Did that make me a snitch and say he did it, I'm going to do it? That's the problem with holding resentment. I've forgiven everybody who has intentionally tried to hurt me, because guess what? There's one little piece, there's one little factor that so many fucking people miss. And it's the factor where you had to take blame for the part that you played in that might have set off that cause and effect. That's how I think about it. I think about what was the one thing. All right, you know what? I'm playing this game. That's the risk that comes with it. Most people don't think about that. If you're in a relationship and you know that that person fucking cheating on you, that person called the cops on you, I've been there. I've done that. It wasn't her fault. It was the fault of the life that I was living when that happened. So that the opposing party had to have been forgiven before I forgave myself. Then, you know what, Eddie? You're not going to grow from this. You're never going to find, a career that you can grow from. You're never going to find true love again. If you hold resentment for something that is trying to teach you some shit. Do you understand how powerful that can be? You're giving that shit so much power, and that power, you can use it to fucking grow. But on the contrary, using it to keep you the fuck down.